Hi there, Larry Seitz. It's March 11th, 2023. Running for election in Lowry City on the council, and they call it alderperson. It's on April 4th, uh, and I'm asking for your vote. I'm trying to illustrate who I am, what kind of person I am, and some of the things that I would try to do if I were elected. Um, So I want to talk about farmers today, okay? I'm kind of concerned that people are not going to consider me a local. And I grew up on a farm. I carry a pocket knife with me. Uh, Always have, always will. And uh, farmers' roots go deep. They have in my opinion, an ethic of being prepared, and they have to. Uh, anyway, I just wanted to I carry a pocket knife, and I haven't always, but at times in the past, I've carried a pair of pliers with me when I'm in my everyday life. Because farmers have to always be prepared with some basic tools. If their cattle fence is broken, you need to put in a temporary fix. If your machinery breaks down, I got to read part of this, or at least look at my notes. If your machinery breaks down, you got to carry some common parts with you. For different machines. You have a supply of shear pins, cotter pins, roller wire, for like your fences, or to just bale stuff, uh, hold stuff together. Okay, and then the ever present universal repair tool is a roll of duct tape. So. Uh, Farmers and working people in general have to rely on their preparedness and their ingenuity. They can't stand around and wait for somebody to come and save them. Um, and so that's kind of an illustration of farming preparedness and ingenuity and the type of person that I am, that I grew up to be, that I just am. And I know that a lot of people, and most people in Larry City, are retired and not from farming. They're moved down from the city and, or they had other jobs not relating to those things. So I hope this illustrates the type of attitude that I'll bring to the city council. And again, I ask for your vote, and I hope that you look at my videos and my other social media places and come to my open houses that are going to be advertised in the local paper and buyer's guide. And I think I have time to talk a little bit about progress. Uh, there's been what I consider, and I got to kind of look at this. I can't remember all this stuff and get it in the right sequence. There's been what I call an inexorable progress to greater complexity and expression of life. Almost everything is a self-organizing system, a collective, and it runs from planets and the atmosphere and the water that's here on our planet that uh, develop the weather here on our planet. And it goes up to the broader spectrum of the suns and the solar systems of planets that they create around them. And even at the microscopic level, cells, grow and self-organize into larger living things. And this also applies to social systems. It seems like the human progress to greater freedom and better lives is kind of a stair step thing. Two steps forward, one step back. And it's usually the bottoms up movements of people that are unsatisfied with the situation they have and want to make things better and see ways to do that that will uh, form a movement that will move towards truth, freedom, and health. And then the powers and be, the top-down powers, want to suppress that movement so that they can, which causes us to step back one, and we have things like the types of suppression would be, the historical thing of might makes right, fascism, and things like that. Uh, But what usually happens is that there's some concessions when a movement starts and becomes an irresistible force. And those concessions look like things by their top-down rulers. They concede, give you voting rights, for example, but and claim that voting rights equals increased democracy, and therefore, things are getting better. But increased democracy by itself is not going to improve your freedom and your health. And without those two things, you can't really discover real truth. But so then there'll be another movement coming on, and then the top down, will gain some progress, and then the top down rulers, the elite administrators, will quell that movement in one way or another. The bottoms up movement, they don't want to let that continue on because they don't want to give away their rights, their profits off of the people's work, and so that they will they'll suppress the truth. They will anoint um, fake leaders, and in my opinion, Trump is one. And right now, you got that Robert Kennedy Jr. coming out and saying, "Oh, I'm going to fix all these problems that came about by the uh, by the corporations working with the government, and all the effects of that." And uh, uh, okay, sorry about that. That was my timer for 7 minutes. I don't want to go too long. So basically, I've said everything I wanted to say. I may not have said it well. I'll say it again sometime in a better manner. And in the meantime, I invite you back tomorrow. I'm going to have another little video, and I ask for your support. Get on my social media. Give me a better social credit, so it'll get more visible. And tonight, I'm getting ready to take off and go to a local um, charity benefit thing, a dinner, and hopefully I'll be able to get a lot of the local people that haven't been able to get to yet. So maybe I'll see you there. Bye.